We're never going to financially recover from this.
Let's unpack the magic.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Team Unicorn Podcast. My name is Tyler.
And I'm Sammy.
And today we are going to do a deep dive into the world of collectibles.
It's going to be a very expensive episode today.
The budget for today's episode is just sky high. We, obviously, if you've been watching the YouTube podcast or have just been listening in general, you know that we do have a lot of collectibles. We have we've spent a lot of money catering just a very awesome collection of thingamabobs.
Yes.
And today we're going to take you along and kind of show you our entire collection and what we all like to collect, because it's not just Funkos. There are other things that we like to collect. And we like to take you on to the journey with us.
Yeah, we have lots of things. So I don't know, you just want to get
let's just get right started. So I think we should start maybe kind of work upstairs. I'm just kind of thinking in our house we have upstairs there's some things that are kind of upstairs on our main level. Most of the stuff is downstairs in our basement. So maybe let's kind of start up with our upstairs level and see what we kind of have that's kind of anyone can see when they come on over.
Yeah, so upstairs is where we keep the Loungefly bags and the Minnie Ears.
Yes.
So Loungefly bags is more recent of a collection. That started during quarantine.
Yeah, and once you got one, it was like, we gotta get another one and another one.
Yeah, so I didn't really know too much about Loungefly. I know we had kind of discussed it a little bit with our first trip, maybe getting a Loungefly bag, but I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, they were really expensive, and I mean, they're still really expensive.
Yeah.
But I really got into it during quarantine. I bought my first one, and I don't say I went off the edge with it, but I did get
and you've been pretty meticulous with what you've been purchasing.
Yes, because I feel like the first bag that I bought is not the style that I like right now. So yeah, so mostly it's like the sequence colorful bags, I guess, is what I like.
They're not like character driven specifically, or they don't have like a lot of like printed arts on them or anything. It's more you like a lot of those just kind of plain, really pretty colored bags.
Yes, so that's definitely more my style, and I think it just they're just more practical, I think, for like everyday use, and then they're really nice to match with outfits for the parks.
So how many do you have currently?
Currently, I have 8 bags, which I don't think is too bad.
That's a respectable number.
Yeah. So, and I've been, like we said, like really selective as to which ones I buy, because most of them are like $80 to $90 per bag. So I definitely don't want to go too overboard. But yeah, so I'm sitting at 8 bags right now. I do have one coming soon. So hopefully that'll be here sometime in August. So I don't know when.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So the last time I bought you a bag, actually, that was delayed for about 2 months. Yeah. I think that was more just a shipping COVID type of issue. So do you have any, I guess, what would you say is like your favorite bag?
So my favorite bag is the pink cotton candy sequence bag that you got me for Christmas. That one, what shop was that? I think it was My Awesome Collectibles.
Yeah.
That was a shop exclusive to them. And it's just an all over really light cotton candy pink, which is if any style, if you had to name my style, I think that's it. And it's kind of funny because our craft room upstairs,
we call it the cotton candy.
Yeah, it's
craft room.
Yeah, because it's a really light pink color. So yeah, it's just That's Sammy's style. So
And I guess I should have noted this at the beginning. Like, if you're listening to the podcast, we highly encourage you to watch this one specifically on YouTube. We will be putting pictures of the entire collection and video of the collection up as we talk about it. So
yes.
If you really want to see that really pretty cotton candy pink bag that Sammy's talking about, definitely come and follow us on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can find us there at Team Unicorn Podcast. And you can watch along to all the collectibles we're showing, plus all of our other past episodes.
Yes, for sure. Come check us out.
So do you think using the, like, obviously you kind of mentioned like you use the bags for everyday use. Like, are they practical for you, or do you think that they're practical just in general?
Yeah, I do. I'm not a person to like keep, I don't know, like my whole life in a bag. Like, I know some people like to stuff their purses with everything they might need for any situation, but I just have the essentials in there. Like, you know, it fits my wallet nicely. I have a little like zipper bag with like Tide to Go pens, tissues, chapstick, lotion, just like basic stuff like that, and like my little coin purse. Yeah, and you can fit like a water bottle in there, not like a huge one, but like a regular size water bottle you can fit in there.
You can fit snacks to take into the movie theater.
Yes. So yeah, and then it has like most of them have like a front zipper part. You know, so like if you had like a smaller wallet or anything smaller you wanted to fit in there. The side pockets are really nice. I keep like hair ties and mints on one side, and then the other side I usually keep open because I can slide my phone into the side, which is really nice. Especially if I'm wearing something that doesn't have pockets to put my phone in. That works out really nice. So yeah, it works great for everyday use, and they're great for the parks.
Yeah.
For me. So yeah, so they are expensive. So I don't want to use them just in the parks. Like otherwise they would sit there most of the year being unused. So I wear them every day. They're like my purse. So yeah.
I guess talking about the parks, we've also mentioned that you I guess together we have a pretty big collection of Minnie Ears.
Yeah. Right now we're sitting at 19 pairs of ears. Which I think is a really good amount.
Yeah, I don't think it's too terrible. And some of them, I guess, I don't want to say like they're like mine versus yours, but there are some like I would wear or like kind of specifically for me. And obviously there's one specifically for you. And it's kind of nice, like, especially like when we're planning for Disney trips, to see you kind of like match the ears to your outfits, but also match the ears to your bag.
Yes. The outfit that comes to mind, my Animal Kingdom outfit from last year, like everything just worked together because I had like this green
like a tropical floral.
Yeah, it's like a tropical floral shirt. So I had like these like orange flower blossoms on them, and then I have it's a Disneyland Paris exclusive bag that's kind of like that orange.
I think it's technically coral.
Coral, that's that's the color. And then there's a matching pair of ears that go right with the bag.
Yep, and I think that those I don't think they go specifically with the bag, but they're the same color.
Yeah,
I do believe those ears are either a Shanghai or an Alani.
I think they're the Alani ones, but it's the same color.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so many compliments on that outfit in the park because like everything just like flowed together really nicely. We'll see if maybe we can insert a picture of that because I think that's one of my like best like outfit matches. But yeah, I love matching my ears, bags, and like my whole outfit, like everything together. So I like it to match.
And I think that's a nice thing because you, as much as like you could wear something like a shirt or like a whole outfit, like it's also nice to have like the matching ears and backpack to like really express yourself and to really make I guess like a statement, especially when you're going out to Disney, which is something that we really strive to do and really look nice when we go out there.
Yeah, for sure. And we do have some special like ears, I guess. They're designer ears in our collection.
Yeah, we have some designer ears, and we also have some overseas exclusives too. So for designer ears, you have two of them specifically that are Star Wars themed.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. One of them is a Princess Leia, her universe exclusive, and the other one is an Ahsoka Tano exclusive, which I think those are just the coolest ears.
Yeah, those are really cool. And then our other pair is the Jared Mariyama hipster Mickey ears, which are on the desk currently.
On the desk right in front of me, if you're watching.
Yeah.
I got those as a Christmas present before we went to Disney for the first time. So Christmas of 2019, you got those for me. And it's more of like the Mickey cap.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. My fat head doesn't really fit on my head the greatest here, but it's really cool, and he's one of our favorite designers and artists. So it's really awesome that I feel like Disney reaches out to these designers or these celebrities to make these ears, because it's just another way to really celebrate our fandom and celebrate those artists that we really, really enjoy.
Yeah, because we love Jared. We follow him on Instagram and we love his artwork. So we have a couple pieces
hanging up on the wall.
Yeah, so he's definitely one of our favorites. Well, and those are nice for you because they don't have a bow on them.
Yeah, and I guess like that's another like kind of issue that I would like to wear ears when we're out there, but a lot of them just have like a really big, like most of the time glittery bow on them, and I just, not that like I can't wear those, it's just I prefer not to wear them. Right. When we're in lines, which we do this quite a bit, like if we're in lines and your ears are hurting you'll take them off, and instead of putting them in the bag, I'll just wear them. Yeah. I don't really want to like take my backpack around to stuff them in there. Which I don't mind wearing them or with the bows, but like I have a pair of Loungefly ones, Pixar themed Loungefly ones. Yeah. You got those for me for Christmas, I believe, and they're the Luxo Junior Pixar ball, but they're like sequined, and it's a really cool design, and I really, really enjoy those. But those don't have the bow on them. Yeah. So like I feel like I can wear those all the time. Right. So I wish that Disney would do more of those type of ears where it's just a universal. It doesn't necessarily have, or like I think it'd be really cool if they did ones where like the bow detached off. Yeah, I was gonna say you have the versatility to wear it with or without a bow. Yeah, it'd be nice if they made like, I don't know, some with bows, some without. Yeah, so that way, like, somebody like you that doesn't really want the bow, like they have the option not to have that. And again, it's not saying that I wear ears with bows. Like I think I look pretty cute with the ears with the bows on them. But it'd just be really nice to get the option. I see a lot of the ears that come out now, they have like, they're doing like the Disney snack one. So they have like the waffles and the beignets or whatever. I'm like, okay, if you can make them smell like chocolate or beignets, like you can at least like make one without a bow on them. Right. Like that's I think that you're diverting the issue too much by like, okay, you don't want bows on yours? Well, how about we give you one that has a bow but it smells like a beignet? Like I'm okay, Disney. Like I don't need to smell like popcorn either. Yeah, that's just a little weird because I think some of the Spirit jerseys too have been scented. Yeah, and I'm like, isn't it just gonna wash off after the first time? Right. I'm like, that's a little odd, and I'm like, I don't really want to go around smelling. I don't know. I think they have like a popcorn scented one. Yeah. Yeah, and just like I don't really want to smell like that. No, it's a little weird. No, that's okay. Yeah. But yeah, that kind of rounds up what we have for the ears portion of it. We do have a couple other ears that are kind of international ones. I think we have one from a really cute. Like a rainbow kind of sequinedy ones from Tokyo. Yeah. And there's, I know we have one or two from Shanghai, and there's a couple of like the color lines. I know we have like the Arendelle Aqua ears. Mm-hmm. So it's I think that it's really cool to kind of not to deviate from like your typical just like black ears with a red bow, like to make for the minis. Like there's so many options that you can choose from. And it's funny that you say that because I don't have just like a classic mini pair of ears. Like I don't have like black with the red bow. Like, I just don't. I don't like the way that those look. Yeah, I haven't really found one that I like, and I don't really wear a lot of red
anyways, so it's fine. I usually have like a lot of like pinks and blues.
But you do have a
so-
pair of red sequensy ones that look really good. Really nice.
Yes. And that I got specifically for like a Mickey themed outfit. So it was like red and blue mostly. And yeah, so I needed like a red pair of ears. So that works.
Yeah. So let's hop on into I guess our biggest collection, or our biggest type of collectible, which would be Funko Pops.
Yes, so many Funko Pops.
We have been collecting Funkos for about 6 years now.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, I think 6 years.
Yeah, about 6 years. It first started. You had gotten me. You'd surprised me with a Marvel Pop.
Yeah, so it was like a mail-in off like a cereal box, I think it was. So it was like what was it, Captain America?
It's when Age of Ultron was coming out.
Yeah, so it was a Captain America one, so you just like, I don't know, mailed in like your receipt with like proof of purchase of like the cereal box or whatever, and then they sent you the free pop, and
I got that, and I still have that pop. It's the first pop I have, and I will never get rid of that pop. But yeah, I don't want to say it was all downhill from there. But
it started off pretty slow because that was when we were still in an apartment and our space was very limited. I remember like you had just like one small like three shelf bookcase.
Yeah, like one of the cheap ones from like Target or
whatever. So that had like your like one Funko and then just a few, I think, like comic books or like Marvel collectible things on it, and now we have like a whole basement full of
it's
stuff.
It really extrapolated. So yeah, now we're down in the basement. That's where we've kind of devoted all of our collectible storage and display to.
Yes.
So in terms of what we have for Funko, I guess if you're going to be shocked by a high amount, I would sit down if I were you.
Yeah, to get into some details here on our Funko collection.
Yeah. So we currently, at the time of recording,
because we have some on the way.
We do have some on the way. We have 695 boxes or items.
Yes.
I say that because some of them were like a multi-pack, so there's definitely over 700 in the whole entire collection, but pops themselves, it's 695.
Yes.
For an estimated value, according to the Funko app, of $18,731.
Yes, so that's just the value of them. That's not how much
we've paid for them.
We
definitely paid less for them.
Yeah.
But regardless, that's still quite a lot of money. And I don't regret it at all.
No, it's something that started off very slowly. It was just for a while pretty exclusive to Marvel.
Yes.
But then it kind of transitioned into like Star Wars, and then definitely like I think during quarantine we really picked up on the Disney.
Yeah, and I want to say it even more so from Marvel or from Star Wars. I think like we started playing into Harry Potter. I think Marvel was our main kind of line that we collected.
Yeah.
And then I started getting a little bit of Star Wars, and then Harry Potter kind of creeped in there.
A little bit.
And I think at that time we were kind of staying away from Disney just because there was so much to collect, and it was not that it was overwhelming, but like I guess we didn't want it to get out of hand. Spoiler alert, it did. So I remember having just a pretty decent area of Marvel, and then Star Wars and Harry Potter, and then once Disney hit, then we really got into collecting. So those are our kind of basic main fandoms that we collect here.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over maybe just some of what of our highest valued pops are?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a little interesting. Our highly valued pops. So the most valued pop that we have is the Carl and Ellie when they were younger 2-pack, which is valued at $250. And then from there, Splash Mountain when they're all in the log
which is a Disney Parks exclusive.
Yeah, Disney Parks exclusive is $200, which those really shot up once they announced the retheme of the ride, which you'll see that fluctuate with all pops, definitely like as like the Marvel shows have come out.
We noticed that quite a bit with Marvel.
Yeah, like the pop values will go up for those, so that it's kind of interesting to see that. So and then next is the Up House with Kevin, which is also $200, and then the Yondu, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Funko is valued at $145, which that one like always just blows my mind. I just remember when that one was coming out and we like almost didn't get that pop.
Yeah.
But he stayed pretty high over the years. So
yeah, and it's nice because like, not that we're like actively buying these Funkos to, you know, obtain some sort of value and then sell them off. Like we're not buying them based on the perceived value of what we're going to be getting to sell them off. Like I never want to buy a collectible in general, but especially pops, off the idea that I can sell this for more and make money off of it. I don't like the idea of that. I don't like the idea of flippers. So
I hate flippers.
Yeah. But it's nice to know, like, it's not that it's like an investment.
Yeah, but it's nice to know, I guess, that the money that we're putting into these collectibles do have some value. And and like I guess like if we needed to use that at some point at all, like, you know, I guess it's just nice to know that it's there. But yeah, I mean, we collect Funkos because we like them, or like, you know, we like the line or like the movie or whatever it is. Like, we're not buying them just to
make a sale.
Yeah.
And kind of what you mentioned before with the values on them. If we were to go further down that list of what is, you know, kind of higher price right now, you would see Scarlet Witch, I think, is our number 5 valued pop. Number 4 would be Obi-Wan. Like, those are ones that they don't make those pops anymore. Those are, you know, I think they call them, Funko refers to them as vaulted pops.
Yeah.
So they're not making them anymore. And once the pop has been vaulted and it's a little bit higher of a price, especially now that with shows like WandaVision or Multiverse of Madness come out and that character is gaining a lot more attention, or with the new Obi-Wan series that came out a couple months ago, like that really shoots up the prices on those. So it's nice to kind of always go back and see what is fluctuating and what is kind of higher up on our list, because sometimes it just like really like surprises us, like what is on there. Like, I know we have a Harry Potter one, Tonks,
yeah, which I don't know why, but she's very high. She was I don't know which con exclusive.
I believe it was like a New York Comic Con exclusive.
But she was so, and she's stayed pretty high, I don't know, for a long time now.
It's still really high. It's like around 120 for this pop that we paid $15 for. And I think that's the other kind of nice appeal about Funko, at least for like the long time. It's starting to get a little bit more pricier now, which is why we've kind of been a little bit more selective. But for a while there, like you could buy a pop for like $8 or $9. And then if you have like a exclusive one or a Comic-Con exclusive pop, then they're only $15. So they're still reasonably priced. That I don't feel like you're not gonna go broke, you know, having this as a collection or an obsession.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're smart about it, I know there's people out there that like will collect like whole lines of things, or they'll just collect they make like the big like 10-inch pops, and you know, there's some people out there that like no matter what it is, they're just gonna buy it because it's, you know, that type of pop. Which I don't know, for me, I just can't imagine buying something that I don't even like know the character or show or movie or whatever they came from. Like, I just can't imagine buying a pop like that. But that's just us. Like, yeah, and like you said, we've been very much more selective like recently.
And it's sad for the fact that like we don't have the money to do it, or we don't have the space for it. We definitely have the space to kind of grow our collection more. It's just, I think we've gotten to a point where it's really about what what are these collectibles really going to make us happy, or like, having
Yeah.
this one, because we've bought pops and then sold them in the past because we're like, oh well, I thought I really really liked this, but maybe I don't like it as much, or
Yep.
Funko's had kind of a habit of making similar looking pops and just changing one different thing or changing the color scheme
Yes.
or something, so you can buy 6 different pops of the same sculpt and the same figure, but maybe something is a little bit different. And then that's where we're just kind of like, okay, we don't need to do this. So it's very nice, I guess, where we are in our collection journey, that we're making conscious decisions to be very selective when we come to buying these new pops.
Yep.
So I think we should maybe kind of dive into our Funkos a little bit and start showing you guys all of the different areas that we have and what we've all collected.
Yeah.
So I mentioned before that one of our fandoms that we collect is Harry Potter. It's also probably the smallest line or fandom that we do collect.
Yes.
And I think we have a really unique kind of way to display these pops.
Yeah. So up in our spare bedroom, we have our library. It's just like three
Or 4 bookcases, yeah.
Yeah, so it has like all of our books on it, and we decided to display all of our Harry Potter Funkos up there. So like we have our books, and then there's enough room on the ledge to put the Funkos, and then there's enough space at the bottom to kind of do some really fun displays with different variations of the Harry Potter books that we have, with like bigger pops down at the bottom. So I think that's a really fun, a little unique way to display those. And I think it's very fitting because, as we know, when in doubt, go to the library. So, yeah, so I really like it. I like how we have them displayed down there. And I think it's very fitting.
Yeah, and I think that was like maybe something that like I've always thought for a while, like getting off the Harry Potter subject to get back to the Harry Potter subject, I've always kind of envisioned you as like Belle. When I think of Belle, I think of you, and like she loves her library.
Yeah.
So like I knew like once we started getting a collection of books that we needed to make you a library.
Yeah.
And then once we had this all set to go and up and the bookshelves all up, and we were kind of looking at them like the Harry Potter pops look really cool here. And at that point we didn't have a huge collection of Harry Potter pops, and by no means do we have a huge collection now. But it's just kind of like incorporating like you having your own library with all these Harry Potter collectibles on there. It just looks really, really cool. And I'm really proud of just that little collection that we have. And that's something that we get to kind of see a little bit more often, just because it's in our spare bedroom. It's right across from our bedroom. And you can kind of see it, throughout the day.
Yeah, I really like it in there. So yeah, it's not very big, but I don't know. We have some good pieces in there. I really like the Patronus line that they're coming out with. I don't know if they're doing any more.
I haven't seen them do more lately.
But I really like those. Those are some of my favorite ones.
I remember we had, all right, I shouldn't say we remember. We have a couple of the different ghosts or like in there. So we have a Moaning Myrtle, like a translucent blue one, and a nearly headless Nick where his head actually like crooks or kind of cricks over. And that's really cool. It's a unique one. And then there's one more that we have up there. I want to say like Bloody Baron, but like
the Bloody Baron.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. And that one has like a little bit of blood coming from its neck. So like those are like really, really cool, unique pops. Kind of like those Patronus ones where like they're like a translucent blue.
Yeah.
And I think that those just look pretty slick. And then we have, like you said, we've kind of incorporated some of our bigger pops down with the different collections of Harry Potter books that you have, because we have the illustrated ones that have been coming out.
Yep. Yeah, like the big illustrated ones.
And then you have a pop-up series.
Yeah, that one's really cool. So that one they just have the first 2 out, I believe.
I think it's just the first 2.
Yeah,
we only have the
we only have the first 2, but I haven't seen Prisoner of Azkaban yet, but now that I have the first two, I have to get all of them. So yeah, so we have that collection going, and then I got I think it's like a European version. They're paperback, but they're very like colorful.
Yeah.
So I have those, and then I have like the original like series that like I think between you and I, like we just put like one collection together of like, just like the original books that we grew up having. So I guess we have like 4 different versions of them. But I like those.
Yeah. So then we have, you know, kind of down in that area, we have like Dobby, and we've got Hedwig. We've got a big Hedwig down there kind of holding up some stuff. We've got some chocolate frogs down there. So it's really cool to like, it's not just Funkos, it's other things that are in that collection to really make it shine. And I just, I know it's a smaller collection, but I really like the collection in there.
It's small but mighty. So I really like that.
So kind of transitioning from Harry Potter, I think it may be appropriate to start talking about our Disney collection, just because we're in front of our Disney collection, and you can kind of see it in the background here. Yeah,
so this is where we do all of our regular filming is in front of one set of bookcases of Funkos. And these are mostly like the movie ones, because then our other shelf is the more like park specific Funkos that we have over there. But yeah, it's definitely, I think it's, I don't know if it's bigger than Marvel, is it?
I would say,
I'm not sure.
I would say it's probably about the same, if not a little bit bigger, just because in recent years, especially I wouldn't say after Endgame, I really kind of scaled back from what we're getting from the Marvel end of things, or I guess being a little bit more selective.
Yeah, well, because like you said earlier, it just seems like a lot of times with Funko, the new pops that they're putting out, they're so similar to pops that we already have. So then we're like, well, do we really need like this version of it? So I think we're just trying to add more unique pops to our collections, like, or maybe ones that we don't have yet.
So. Right. And that kind of goes along the line of like, it's not something that's you know, I don't have to collect everything of a series, or like at the point where if you've had a character like Spider-Man who's been around for multiple movies now and has another movie, like, do we need to have another pop of it? Like, as much as I really enjoy those and I think they look really awesome, like, is it something that we necessarily have to have that newest sculpt of? So something like that, where you mentioned, like, as long as a sculpt is different, or if it's a different type of character, or just the way that the character is kind of molded, like, then I'm more inclined to get that that pop. But especially with some of them, like, I think with not so much Captain America, but like maybe our Captain Marvel line, it was a lot of like the same type of sculpts, just a different color scheme, or like something was changed on it. And that's where we're kind of like, okay, well, maybe do we really need all of those? So it's just, I guess, being more mindful of what we're actually collecting. But yeah, I would definitely say, looking at it from like, you know, from my standpoint right now, our Disney collection is probably starting to grow a little bit bigger than our Marvel collection. Yeah,
well, and we really got into Disney during quarantine, like going back and like collecting, like, you know, past pops that weren't available. And so we had a lot of room to grow with our Disney collection. Just because like there are quite a few pops that they don't have a lot of multiples of.
Right.
So
at least right now, anyways. So it's really nice to kind of build a collection based on what we've seen that they've made in the past and what they're coming out with now. There's a couple of them, especially like Mickey or Minnie, like they have a lot of them from like an older sculptor, an older release, and now they're coming out with new ones. So I'm like, okay, do we hold up to the new ones, or do we go back and get those old ones? But yeah, we did a lot of those in a lot of that during quarantine, just because we had nothing else to do but, you know, spend our money on these collectibles here. But I think that was a really cool thing to kind of bond over, to like really get into that, because like we had just come back from our first Disney trip, and like we were riding this like Disney high, and we like wanted so much more Disney in our life, but then the world shut down, so we couldn't like go out and do, you know, things Disney. So we were bringing Disney to us.
Yeah, that was really fun because it was, I don't know, it was quite a while. Like we were just getting packages like every week. It was like new Funkos, and you know, we would keep an eye on like Mercari or eBay, like when prices would go down on ones you know, that we really wanted, but you know, you couldn't buy them anymore.
Right.
So we would get really excited about, oh, I got this like for such a good deal.
I think the line that comes to mind, or like the type of pops that come to mind for me most, are like the Disney princess ones.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit it, like Disney princess, like that's like my favorite line to collect. It's the ones that I feel like I cherish the most, just because I really love that line.
Yeah.
Or the different sculpts that come up. But like at that point when we started collecting, a lot of the main Disney princesses, they weren't making them anymore. They weren't necessarily vaulted, but they weren't in production on a regular basis. So it was finding like Pocahontas for the longest time was like $70, $80, $90, like trying to find one that was decently priced, or Tiana, because there was 2 different versions of Tiana. And that was just something we kind of kept an eye on, and we were able to, and we have all the princesses now. So very happy with that. And you know, they keep coming out with new lines of princesses,
and they're different too. Like yes, we have like main princess, like I don't know, and they're like really nice, pretty dresses.
The standalone standard pops.
Yeah, and then they also came out with rock candy versions.
Yes, and I absolutely love rock candy.
The comfy princess line. That scene in Wreck-It Ralph 2 when they're all in like the room and they get their comfy clothes on. We have all of that collection, and then they came out with the Ultimate Princess collection.
Yeah, there's kind of like 2 different Ultimate ones.
Yeah.
The first line, and they're still working actively on both of those. The first line is kind of the princess on a pedestal in a scene.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of insert some of those ones here, but there's one with like Sleeping Beauty in like the Herbrier Rose dress, like with these woodland animals around her, or there's Rapunzel who's painting, or Moana with like a wave behind her, and I'm like, those are like just so unique, awesome ones. Like that's where we're coming in. We're like, these are different, unique pops. These are different sculpts of characters that we were like, we need to get.
These are ones we need.
And then more recently, they've been coming out with a gold/rose gold line of Ultimate Princess pops, which is definitely up your alley.
Yeah, and it's weird because at first I was like, no, I don't need them, because we already have like quite a few princess lines. But after seeing them in person, I was like, yeah, I need to get these. Because I think I saw them. Was it in Funko Hollywood that I saw?
I think, yes, we saw Tiana and Moana there, I believe. And that was, Funko Hollywood was an amazing experience in itself. But that's, if you ever have the opportunity to do that one, or I'm assuming it's going to go the same way for HQ out in Everett, Washington, definitely take that opportunity, because it was such a fun day being there. We spent multiple hours in Funko HQ, or Funko Hollywood. But yeah, that's where we first saw in person the gold line of these pops. Yeah,
and that's where I was just like, I think I need this collection.
And the nice thing about those ones, those also come with pins.
Yeah, so you're kind of getting like I don't know, 2 for 1 kind of thing, because they are Funko Shop exclusives.
Yes.
But they're still only $15.
Correct.
And you get the pin with them. So that's kind of nice. But that's probably one of my favorite lines from Disney. Just because like the aesthetics of them are very much like me and what I like. So that line's been really fun to collect and display, and they're so special. They get to stay upstairs in my office/craft room. So really like that one.
So we have a lot of ones, like you said, kind of based on movies, which you can see behind us. We have a lot of movie-based pops. But then on the opposite end, we have kind of park-specific pops.
Yeah.
And that's been really fun to collect, just because those are a little bit harder to collect.
Yeah, they can be, especially when they are like parks exclusive. It's nice when they go up on Shop Disney. So
We
we
kind
can
of have to jump on them right away.
yeah. But yeah, our Haunted Mansion line is pretty big over there.
Yes, and a lot of that Haunted Mansion line was just commons. And then the other part of it was a Target exclusive.
Yeah, there was a 3-pack of the
chrome ones.
Yeah, the chrome ones over there.
And then the big 10-inch one was a Target exclusive. And that's just, I guess, side note, it's very weird that like I can remember like which pops were like what exclusives or like the story behind them.
Yeah.
Which I think like you'd understand why we love collecting these pops so much is because like we have a story or a connection to these pops.
Yep.
So like if I remember like, oh, I got, you know, this up one. Oh, well, that was a Box Lunch exclusive that I tried for the longest time to get, and I didn't get it because it was too expensive. And then they stopped making it, and all of a sudden, so it was so hard to find, and I got it online, and now it's, you know, at $200. So it's weird, like, I guess on one end to like remember like, oh yeah, like this is where I got that. But then there's always a story behind these pops.
Yes, for sure.
Which is a really interesting way to like remember or like kind of, I guess, you know, enjoy these collectibles.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I don't probably remember as much as you do, but
I just have a really like my brain doesn't remember like, you know, things that it should or like the, you know, the essentials. But when it comes to like something weird, like, oh yeah, this is like what we did to get like these Pirates of the Caribbean ones, and it's like, oh, okay, why did I remember that? But I don't remember when like someone's birthday is. That's just the way it is.
That's what you have me for. So we balance each other out. It's perfect. Yeah, I guess so. Do you have any like favorite like parks ones or anything that comes to mind over there?
Park specific ones. I really enjoy our Dapper Dan's. That one I got as a birthday gift. So I really enjoy that one. The People Mover is really, really cool. Just because it's unique to not just Disney, but the park specific line. So that one's a pretty cool one. And then I really like our Skyliner.
Yeah, that one was
one that we didn't think about getting at first, and I was kind of adamantly like, no, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
And that one is such a cool thing because we love the Skyliner so much.
We do.
So like I think of that one, I'm just like, oh, that's such a cool pop.
Yeah.
What about you? Any favorite ones for you?
I don't know. Probably our Haunted Mansion line. I know like they're not all like parks exclusive ones, but that's definitely like our favorite ride over there. So yeah, probably that one.
Awesome.
So we've shown you about half of our collection.
Yep.
And there's just a couple things. You know, so obviously our displays are out of box.
Yes, and I think we're very huge proponents for being an out-of-box display.
Yeah, so I guess, is there like some controversy with being like in box collectors versus out-of-box collectors? And then if you are an out-of-box collectors, what do you do with the box?
Yeah, so I think I don't think that there's so much of a controversy to it. It's just what you're looking to get out of, you know, your pop. I think I don't want to speak on behalf of anyone or, you know, assume anything, but I would think that if you are an in-box collector, you're putting more value on the pop itself or the price of the pop or how much, you know, it could be valued over, you know, actually enjoying the pop for what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not the case for everyone. But I guess that would just be my perceived notion is that if you're keeping them in the box, you're more concerned about the value of them increasing as the years go by.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, we said that before. Like, we're not in it for the investment or like the money aspect or like what we could make off of these pops.
Yeah. So we are obviously very big proponents of out of box collecting. There's just it helps space wise on the shelves and the displays because we do put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into how we display the pops and where we put everything in. We have gone through and kind of rearranged, and we'll do that every once in a while.
Yeah, especially like if we're adding to a collection that's already kind of full on the shelf and we have to like rearrange some pops to make it fit. So yeah, we definitely put a lot of thought behind that. And if they're in the box, they take up a lot more room.
Right. And I guess the other issue with being an in-box collector is that sometimes the boxes you get are not great boxes.
Yeah.
So on our end here, if there is an exclusive that's trending for like $200 or $300, but it's in a bad box, someone is going to, an inbox collector is gonna be like, well, I'm not going to touch that because the value isn't that the same. That
Right.
I don't care. Like I would rather take a poor damaged box with a still good pop in it if I like that pop over a pop that's going to be $500 and I don't care about it.
Yeah, and that's really helped going back and collecting so much of the Disney line, because there's been times like where there's been no box and pops it makes them so cheap. I don't want to say so cheap, but I mean, I guess compared to what they're trending for, like they're much cheaper, and then we're just like, well, we don't care about the box anyways, so we're gonna get it. Like the one that comes to mind is the flocked Chip and Dale that we got. They were no box, and they were
Pocahontas was the same way too. They didn't come with the box, and it was trending at the time when we bought it. It was like $90 or something, and I think I got it for like $40 because there was no box on it. And that having that box and especially a pristine box really affects the price of these pops. So I'm a-okay with it. I could care less about a pop box as long as it's a pop that I like and the pop is in really good condition. And like I said before, like sometimes the boxes aren't even going to be shipped to you in like a good condition. Even straight from Funko, they're not always going to be shipped to you in pristine condition. So the boxes I don't necessarily care about once they get here. However, we do a pretty good job of trying to maintain the boxes when we have them and storing them.
Yes, so we definitely save the boxes because like we had mentioned earlier, we have gone through our collection and have sold quite a bit over the last like year or two.
I would say probably in the 100, 150 in that ballpark, from even starting with a lot of the Marvel ones we've sold off. It's probably been closer to about 100, 150 that we've sold off in general.
So I guess knowing that in the back of our minds, like if we want to sell these, having the box is gonna at least maintain their value to at least try to get back what you paid for them. And then if they're trending at a little bit higher and we're gonna sell them, then that's fine. But so we save all of our boxes and we have like these huge
tubs. I think they're like 40 or 55 gallon tubs from Target. It's kind of a little bit of an eyesore in the basement, but
they're tucked in the back by like our furnace room, and it's just used for storage anyways. So they're not displayed. It's not on display here like in like the main like living portion of our basement. But I don't know. I guess for us, it's just been an important aspect just to save the boxes.
So. Well, I think that we've spent a pretty good amount of time talking about Disney. I think that maybe we should change things up and start talking about Marvel and Star Wars. But I think to do that, we need a change of scenery. So follow us as we go over to a new section, and we're going to set up a new set, and you guys get to see all of our Star Wars and Marvel collection. So we'll be back in just a moment. Better. Welcome to our Marvel and Star Wars area of our basement.
Yes, welcome to the other side of the basement.
The other side of the basement. I've been really wanting to incorporate this part of the of our house and of our collectibles into the podcast somehow. And this just worked out really, really well. So welcome to our cool little display area here. So what we have going on here is we have all of our Marvel and Star Wars on display, or pops and collectibles on display down here, and I just am absolutely in love with this room. This was a space that I kind of it was originally dubbed the comic book room when we
Yes.
first kind of furnished the basement here, just because primarily that's what it was. I had a couch with all my comic books and what I had for Marvel collectibles at that time. It was just I think it was just one 9-cubed organizer down here, which then grew to 2, which then grew to, I think there's 6 down here now.
Yeah.
So we've got quite the collection down here.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with Target? Oh, that's where we get a lot of our pops from. So do you want to start with Star Wars or Marvel?
Let's talk about Star Wars.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Star Wars. God, there's a lot of really fun pieces in this collection.
Yeah, there really are. And I think for me, like, I know Star Wars isn't like I'm not as I don't want to say big of a fan, but I just like I didn't grow up with the movies and like fall in love with them until like later in life, but it's definitely a way to appreciate I think like the original like trilogy, and then just just love for Star Wars overall, and just like all the different characters and stuff that comes with it.
And that's the really cool thing, because much like Disney, like these characters have been around for a long time and their stories span quite a long time. So like you kind of grow up with characters, or you kind of get to see characters evolve, in which when it comes to collectibles, you get to see different sculpts and forms of those characters.
Yeah.
I guess some of the favorite ones that I can think of just off the top of my head are a lot of the prequel pops. I know I have like a young Anakin and a Watu, and Padme, and Obi-Wan from kind of like the Ewan McGregor versions of him. And those are the characters that I grew up with in Star Wars. So collecting those pops, although that they're kind of few and far between and kind of rare to find, Funko putting out sculpts of some of the prequels.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite pops in the collection.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I really like I don't know, like, I don't want to say like the little animals, or like the little like cute little characters, like the baby Nippet over here, and oh, what are these? The crystal.
Yeah, crystal critters, or the diamond foxes from episode 8.
Yeah, or we have one over there. I think they're called the caretakers.
The fish frog nurses from episode 8.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like those like cute little like I don't want to say like weird characters, but I like those.
They're very niche characters.
Yeah. But I also really like I don't know, just like whenever they come out with like a Princess Leia pop now, I feel like, I don't know, you just kind of like get the feels, I don't know, like with that, just because like she's our princess and she's not with us anymore, but you can still like love her like her character and stuff, like through the pops and stuff that they put out. I think there's like a newer one, or no, maybe that's not. I think I'm thinking of Padme. Like that
yes,
newer
there's a
one.
new Padme that's coming out.
But I also really like her pops too. So
I think just in general, you really gravitate towards like the strong female characters.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So that's really cool. When it comes to Star Wars, that was a collection or a fandom that's, like you said, that we're not like the huge fan of, not as much as like Disney and Marvel. But we still got into it, which then kind of transitioned to having other family members get into it, especially with our uncle.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we started that train. He like, I don't even know what Funko Pop it was. Yeah, I don't know which one did it in, but he just saw that and was like, oh yeah, that's cool, and he just started buying them, and yeah, it's kind of grown into like I guess like something we kind of like do together. Like, I don't know, we kind of like talk and bond over
Yeah, or like we
Funko
help each
Pops.
other out.
Yeah, for sure. With drops coming out, like, if somebody's at work, we always like are kind of checking in like, hey, do you need me to pick this up for you and stuff like that. So it's really kind of expanded into like kind of a family thing because like your uncle does it now.
And then my mom got into it.
Yep.
Even my grandma, which she's not buying any of these. She definitely will not, go out and buy any of these. But they, between my mom and my uncle, have kind of gotten her a nice little collection of like some niche stuff. So like she really loves Elvis, so there's like some really awesome Elvis pops that they have there, or Gabriel Iglesias.
Yep.
She loves Fluffy. So they have a couple of signed autograph Fluffy Pops, which is really, really cool. And like even something like that, I'm just like, Grandma might have like a kind of a cooler collection than some of the stuff that we have.
She has a pretty good collection. Yeah, so I love that this stuff because it also transitions over with like the Loungefly bags too.
Yes.
Which I forgot to mention earlier, but like your mom and sister and my sister,
they all have Loungeflies.
They all have Loungeflies now. So I think that's really awesome, like that this that our collectibles and things that we love kind of transition, and other members of our family can love and appreciate them in their own way, and then it kind of just all brings us all together in that aspect. So I really like that.
Yeah, and it's nice, like especially like having the family over, and like especially with Jake, with him being such a huge Star Wars fan, like, and he's been a Star Wars fan, and he had collected Star Wars things or items growing up. So like this is kind of something like he did his own version of when he was younger, and then getting back into it too. So I think with him, like as long as it's Star Wars, he's getting it. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah, but it's cool with him too because he's definitely gotten into Disney Funkos as well. Like pretty much like Disney Funkos that we're collecting, like he's getting them too, and and a couple other things that he likes, like he's getting into. So yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. But one thing that he doesn't collect, which we obviously do a lot of collecting of, is Marvel.
Yes, lots of Marvel.
That was, we mentioned earlier, that was the first pop I got, was a Captain America one. It has really grown and expanded quite a bit here, especially with what you can see behind us here in the pictures I'll upload. We're kind of spliced in on the video podcast version of this. It's just like there's just so many Marvel Pops to collect here, and we've got a fair collection of them.
Yeah, we do. But I don't know, I love it. And I know like when we first were looking for a house, like we wanted a section, like it was like for you. And I know like you would make posts about like you would say like, oh, I'm so grateful, like, I have my awesome wife that lets me have this, but like,
and I am still very grateful.
Yeah, but like it's secretly for me too, and maybe it's not so much a secret, but like I have fallen in love with these movies and characters, and so I think I appreciate it just as much as you do, and I really love that.
Yeah, so we kind of have it displayed both the Marvel and Star Wars area in the same area.
Yeah.
Marvel, I kind of have things displayed off in different cubes based on the movie. So like there's a lot of Spider-Man together. There's a lot of Black Panther or all together in one.
Yeah.
So it kind of, each little box kind of tells a story and has all the different pops in them. I have also integrated a lot of my comic books into the displays, which is I think is a really unique way to show off not only the pops but also the books, because a lot of times when you're just pushing the books into the shelf, like you don't really get to see a lot of them. You just see the spines, but we have a really cool way of displaying a lot of the book covers themselves.
Yeah, because that makes for really good artwork. And
yes, and I think that's the biggest thing, like especially not only in the Marvel area, which you can see the artwork behind us, but in the Disney area, like we love hanging up artwork, and like not just seeing like the collectibles, but having some sort of other medium attached to them all. And I think that works really, really nice in the Marvel area because there's so many books that I've collected throughout the years to go with these characters.
Well, and I think that's a nice tribute too, because obviously without the comic books, like we wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't have any of these Funkos,
Correct.
you know, these characters
True.
and stuff. So that's, you know, where they originated, and so I think that's a nice way to kind of pay tribute to that aspect of collecting.
Yeah. I guess out of any of the pops that we have here from Marvel, like, do you have any like favorites that like really stand out to you, or like some, you know, the ones that like you really love?
Definitely our small collection of Miss Marvel. I'm very excited to expand that now with the Disney Plus series coming out, because I think there's we have 2. I don't know if there's like...
Yeah, we just have 2 of them, and I know that there's about 3 or 4 that, you know, we could get from that series. So that'd be really fun to expand on and kind of grow that collection.
Yeah. I don't know, like some other ones. Yeah, I guess just like I don't know, like the strong like female leads, like Okoye is like really cool, and like our Captain Marvel. I really like the flocked goose. A lot of the flocked ones I really like.
Yeah, that's another thing that we haven't really touched on so far. There's different types of pops too.
Yeah, I guess we didn't really expand too much on that.
And I think a lot of times when it comes to like those like type of exclusives, or those like unique ones like flocked or glow in the dark, or I wouldn't say so much of the glitter or the diamond series. We kind of tend to stay away from those.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I just really don't like how it looks on the pop. Although I'm kind of eating my words, because I don't know if we were kind of talking about it. I don't know if it's our first diamond edition, but I think it is. I just pre-ordered the Anastasia diamond version, and from what I've seen in pictures, like she looks beautiful.
She's so pretty.
So I can't wait to actually see her in person. But yeah, so I think we together, I think, definitely tend to gravitate towards like the flocked, and I know you really glow about the glow in the dark ones.
Yeah,
those really get you jazzed.
Those are just so cool. If it's one of those 2 with a character that I like, where I'm most likely gonna reach out and get it here. But you know, the black lights, we're not a huge fan of. But we could go away with the black lights.
Yeah.
The 10 inches, we do have a couple of those, which are really cool and unique, and it works really well for like ones like Thanos or Ant-Man, because they're big and menacing. Or Ant-Man almost looks kind of like life size, even though it's a 10-inch. Like it's like kind of like a small version of Ant-Man, which is pretty cool. So it's something that we really enjoy. Just getting like really unique pops, and that's just unique, the uniqueness in general between any fandom. Like I would much rather, you know, seek out that glow in the dark pop or that flocked pop.
Yes, like we will purposely wait for
we just did that with the Pirates dog from from Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride.
Yeah, we purposely waited for the flocked version to come out, and it's one of those things where like we're only gonna get one of those. Like we're not gonna get like the common version and the flocked version. Like we're just gonna hold out for the flocked version and just get that, because that's the thing, is like we don't need essentially like a duplicate of that pop.
And we try really hard not to get duplicates or ones that look so similar to one another, where it's kind of like, okay, well, what was the real, you know, sense in that then? So yeah, we've got a lot of awesome Marvel pops down here.
What are some of your favorites?
Ooh, just kind of looking over everything.
I know there's so many to choose from.
Yeah, I know you're not a huge fan of the What If series, but I really like the pops from the Zombies episode.
Oh, I know, that was one of your favorites.
Yeah, so you've got Zombie Iron Man, which that one glows in the dark. Zombie Cap, Falcon, and Scarlet Witch. Those ones are really cool. So I really enjoyed those. I went all out to get like the gold chrome ones, which you can kind of see behind us here. For the 10th anniversary of Marvel Studios, they did a huge line of gold chrome ones to kind of commemorate that. I really enjoy some of the bigger set pieces with the Marvel ones. Like you can kind of see it spinning behind us here. There's a scene where it's 6 different individual pops. of the Battle of New York, where they're all kind of coming together in the circle on the streets. They have that in pop form, and you had to collect 6 different versions of it. I really, and that's just a cool centerpiece to have, and we have it spinning, and that's really super awesome here. So there's a lot of really unique, awesome Marvel pops to go around, and I'm just here for it because I just really love collecting them all.
Yeah, well, it was the one that kind of started it all. It kind of kicked off our collecting. Like I said, I think it was just very much like a you thing. And I would kind of buy them for like presents and stuff, and then as our collection grew, it just kind of turned into something that we can do and love and appreciate together, and I really like that, and I enjoy that.
Me too. And it's just nice to just in general with, I guess, all of our fandoms, to know that we really enjoy these so much that we will go out and collect them, but then get to appreciate them is the huge thing. We put a lot of effort into making our displays awesome and lighting them all up and making them look cool and organizing them and everything. So it's really cool to come down here and just hang out, and we can like lay down on the couch down here and like just listen to some music or read a book, and just really gets to take in everything and really enjoy the area down here.
Yeah, for sure. So we've covered all of our main fandoms, but we do have some like miscellaneous pops that we do collect. So I don't know if you want to maybe talk about some of those.
Yeah. I guess staying over in the Marvel section, I do have a pretty small collection of non-Marvel but comic book centric pops, mostly from the Saga collection. So I've got a really nice little display with all the Saga comics that were there. Flocked Goose.
I think that's how you say it.
Yes.
I don't. Okay.
So, and I think just that area in general with having the comic books I collect, because obviously there's a lot of Marvel books that I've accumulated, but I really do enjoy a lot of other books. Saga obviously being a main one. Paper Girls, Lore Olympics are some of my favorite books that I have right now. So it's really nice to kind of incorporate them into the display as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So comics is something I haven't really picked up a whole lot lately, but if there's a new kind of series that's coming out, I definitely like to check in on those. And then we have just kind of like a Mod Podge shelf of just randos.
We have like Bullseye, the Target dog over there.
Yeah, we've got Tina on her coffee unicorn from Bob's Burgers.
There's a couple of Schitt's Creek ones. Fold in the cheese.
We got let's see here. There's some How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the newest animated one.
Yeah, the one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep. So we got a couple of pops from him and The Greatest Showman. So it's kind of just, like I said, a Mod Podge of random pops that are on there.
Yeah, like what used to be because like before we had all like the Disney Funkos and artwork and all of that stuff down here, it was mostly just like a movie kind of theme. Like we still had like bookshelves with like all of our DVDs, and then like the Funkos were displayed on there. But as Disney slowly like took over, we've definitely downsized our like DVD section, so it's kind of just in a small section by itself with our random pops, I guess.
Yeah. And then I think the only other kind of section of pops that we would have would be our line of Hamilton pops. And those kind of are off in a separate area by all of our playbills and kind of
and our ticket
stubs. So that's a nice little area to kind of collect that line too. But other than that, there isn't really any deviation to any other type of pops that we would collect.
No, and I think at this point, I don't think we really want to expand into anything else. Definitely,
I don't even think of anything that we could really expand into, to be honest.
Definitely Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, and a little bit of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Funkos are the ones that
So
we really like.
those are the last remaining kind of Funkos that we have. We did mention, I think, a little bit in the Harry Potter section, but we have we're collecting the Lego books of the different classes, which I think are really cool.
Yeah, those are really fun to put together.
So those are really awesome just to look at, and they kind of close all in together. And then we have a line of plushies.
Yeah, we very much like plushies.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because like it's not something that we thought we would have had, but like we actually had to kind of build a shelf or two specifically just for some of like the plushies, just because we didn't have any place to really put them.
Yeah, I think it's just something that we really gravitate towards when we're in the parks. It just makes a really great take home, like souvenir thing to have. Especially like when we were looking for Chewy merchandise, like which we couldn't find, but we found the cutest plushies, so we grabbed that.
I feel like a lot of the plushies or the like the stuffed animals or whatever that we do have, they're a little bit more of like rarer finds or ones that like kind of like a limited batch, because we have so you mentioned the Chewy, we've got Jar Jar here on the desk, which is something that you can only find in Batu.
Yeah, which he was really hard to find when they first came out.
I think we got it on our third trip to Disney Park.
For all the hate that Jar Jar gets, I'm gonna go with he was sold out, and that's why we couldn't find him. But so I was really happy we were able to snag those because those are really cute. They have all different kinds of versions of those.
Yes, and then we have these really awesome ones from Topolino's Terrace when we ate there. A Mickey and Minnie version of their
artist
outfits from that character breakfast. So that's really awesome. So there's just a few little plushies here or there, but like I think that they're just very like unique or limited type of plushies to find, so like I'm okay getting them.
Yeah, me too. And plus they're just like super cute, so I just love them. But yeah, so a couple of other things that we collect. We do have a pretty good puzzle collection. I know Disney was doing like the castle collection, which it wasn't just puzzles, but puzzles were was a part of it. I think they had like ornaments and pins and
but we really gravitated just to the puzzles. One, because we love putting together puzzles in general. That's something that we did quite a bit during quarantine, just like everybody else did. But then we didn't want to like kind of go all into like the other parts of that Disney Castle collection. The puzzles were relatively well priced. I think they were only like $30 for like a limited edition. A really great quality Ravensburger puzzle, which I guess we're kind of like puzzle snobs when it comes that way, because like we're like, well, it's got to be Ravensburger because it's the best.
They are awesome puzzles. Yes, you can definitely tell the quality going from Ravensburger to not Ravensburger puzzles.
Yeah, so we have a nice little collection of puzzles up there. Most of them are Disney, or we have a lot of like Thomas Kincaid versions of the puzzles, and those are just so beautiful. Just because he's a very talented artist. So those are some puzzles that we try to kind of keep an eye out for and pick up when we get them. We kind of mentioned it with the Disney Princess, the gold line. When we were talking back in Disney about pins.
Yeah, the little pins that they come with, and then Parks pins. We're pretty selective when it comes to pins. Just because there are so many, and then that's just a whole nother like rabbit hole that we don't want to get too deep into. So our pin collection is pretty small, but we do have our little pin board upstairs that we keep ones that we really like.
And I think like the big thing for me is like I like to get the pins like from the parks for whatever we're going there for. So we have like ones for like when we went to Festival of the Arts for the first time, or when we were there on May the 4th last year. So we have a pin from that, or we have a specific pin like a Christmas pin, or when we were just in Disneyland earlier this year, we had we were there for the first day of Food and Wine, so we
Yep.
made sure to get a Food and Wine pin.
Yeah.
So like having like those limited edition or like celebration specific type of pins is what like we're really into, instead of just buying like every single pin, even though we probably could, because there's some really amazing Disney pins.
Yeah, there are, but even those can get pretty expensive. Like I know, like I think just like base price in the park, I mean, I think like $15, $16, $70 is probably like on average for like a regular pin. Unless you're doing like the mystery boxes, I think you can get those for like $10. But even that, it gets, it
gets pricey. And I guess if I'm going to spend $10 on a pin or a pop, I'm going to spend it on the pop.
Probably.
And the pop is something that you could be a little bit more selective on, and make sure you get kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So I think that really kind of recaps a lot of what we collect.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to touch on like your lightsabers back there. I mean, it's not really like
I guess it's kind of like a unique thing to collect, and it's not. I don't have a huge collection by any means. There's 3 of them up there. 2 of them are just store-bought ones. I have an Obi-Wan and an Anakin. Pop, or not pop. I do have an Obi-Wan and Anakin pop, but I do have an Obi-Wan and Anakin blue and green lightsaber in the back there. And then we did make a lightsaber ourselves at Savvy's when we were in Disney World for the first time. We've mentioned that, I think, on a previous episode. And that's really cool, just to also kind of fit in the display down here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so it's just nice that especially the one that we made down in Disney, like, I mean, obviously that was pretty pricey to make. So you don't just want it like tucked away somewhere. So it's really nice that we can just have it displayed right there. And
and I think that's like this is the cool thing, like it's like replica or like movie propped kind of items. Is really cool. We also have 2 Captain America shields. We have the original red, white, and blue one, and then we have his super soldier kind of stealth suit, blue and silver shields from the second Captain America movie. And we have got Thor's hammer behind us. We've got the Infinity Gauntlet and Stark's Nano Gauntlet behind us. So I think finding like those type of like kind of movie quality or cosplay quality props is something that's really awesome to have as well. So along with the lightsabers, which is really cool, we've got some helmets down here. So it's I think it's more or less we come down to, when it comes to collecting things, it's just if it's going to make us happy, and if it's something like we think it's just really unique and cool, like we definitely like just want to get it.
I think tying into like our Disney Adults episode that we did, this is just another, I guess, maybe aspect of that, and it's just another thing that like really makes us happy, and we find a lot of joy in especially doing it together and appreciating it together. And I'm glad that we have the space, and and we make the time and effort, and put in a lot of work to make this all happen. And I don't know, it's just something that we really love.
Yeah, and I just love, like I said, I say it all the time, I just love coming down here and just enjoying this space. It doesn't matter what age you are. Like we've had, like our friends' children over. We've had like, our older family members come over, and like everyone it's a really awesome, unique, fun space to be in and hang out in. And it's just, it's definitely us. And we've definitely curated it to be exactly what we wanted it to be. And it's just having a fun spot to, be your best, the best version of a Disney adult you can be.
Yeah, for sure. But I think we would like to know, like, what do you guys collect? Are you guys into Funkos? Do you have lines that you
I know we've got a couple podcast friends that also do collect some pops. So be kind of cool to see what everyone else collects. Or if you are like really big into Funko like we are, like what lines do you collect? There's so many different lines. I think the tagline for Funko is like there's something for everyone.
For sure. Yeah. And I think that was like a big reason to do this episode, is because like, we do have so much to show, and so we just kind of wanted to share all of that with you guys, and then just kind of see what everybody else is into as well.
So yeah, drop us comments or a message. Let us know what you guys collect. We'd love to have a conversation with you guys about it, because I mean, we love talking about our Funkos all the
We'd
time.
love to see it too. Like, if you can drop some pictures, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and if there's any like pictures that you guys want to see that, you know, of any of the pops or lines that we've collected, or if you're asking like, hey, do we have a specific pop? I'm sure we do if it's Marvel or Disney, so you can definitely let us know. And you know, just come hang out with us and kind of virtually in our basements and with all of our Marvel and Star Wars and Disney stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. So happy that you guys were to join us here. I want to thank all the listeners for all the love and support, as always. Can't wait to talk to you all next week. But for this episode of the Team Unicorn Podcast, my name is Tyler.
I'm Sammy.
And it's been magical.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Team Unicorn Podcast. You can find us on all major podcast platforms as well as YouTube. Make sure to subscribe, like, and review wherever you are listening, and follow us on Instagram to keep up with all things Team Unicorn. And remember, stay magical.